I heard moaning from the dark. Oh, how thankful I am to see you. Hold your gratitude, little one. The dead are stirring. Sherm, baby, stay behind me. It's going to be okay. Close your eyes. Mommy's going to make the bad men go to sleep, okay? I already have the Musketeer's gloves. I have like 8 of them. Stop buying me gloves for Christmas, Grandma. I want Cocker's Bad Fur Day. I heard there's a nude mode.
I'm not just a pretty face, you know.
You aren't even a pretty face! Got her!
Look, the roots are coming up through the ground.
That's what roots tend to do, Tingyun.
Work to do.
That's typically what roots do. They come up through the ground. Is everyone around me a moron? Bench. Oh, God in heaven. You know, Team Cherry, I've really been defending your difficulty. But what you did there is completely inhumane. Bugane, whatever. I apologize if I aroused you from some deep slumber. Slumber, long sleep, but now is the waking. Oh, she's woke. Growth, time of birth. The time of birth approaches. And she's preggers! Congratulations! Oh, they're kind of like, platypi. Platypussies. Tell me what that platypussy do. I'm sorry, focus, Yang.
You travel with Mr. Yang, he'll give you a thesis on everything he sees. If you have the patience to let him go on and on.
March, I'm trying to be nice to my friend Welt. He's one of the people I like. You need to clam up your clam hole. Right. Specifically, it targets the respiratory system. Your nose, your throat, your lungs, it gets all up in there. And it spreads very easily. It is a very, very fast spreading disease. It spreads easily and quickly, just like your... Hornet's just running. She has to pee. Don't have time to stop and fight. Gotta pee. Do spiders pee?
If the IPC has any
Oh, I don't care if the IPC has any reservations. The IPC can IP CD's nuts. That's yeah, that's Kafka. She turned herself into a bug or something. I don't know.
Precisely.
Yeah, it was some kind of anamorph-like thing. She turned herself into a roach. It's a long story. It was. I haven't read it in a long time.
I'm not just a pretty face, you know.
You aren't even a pretty face. Got her. Oh. I'm Aegis. I'm your illustrious hero. I'm your lustrous hero. I'm your lusty hero. At the ninth bell toll, send 20 measures. 2 beats, smoke rock. I'm not gonna smoke rock. What are you, crazy? I don't do that anymore. Dang, look at that. Look at that figure she's got. Oh, I'm gonna skong! Oh! Oh. Rosary cannon. Are you freaking kidding me? I get a gun? They gave me a gun? This changes everything. Now I can defeat the evil with the power of friendship and this gun I found. Oh, it's a VCR tape. It's a VCR cassette class. Now you see, a VCR is an ancient technology where inside of a plastic shell would be a spool of magnetic tape. And on this magnetic tape would be inscribed audio-visual information. And you would put it into a special device that would be connected to a monitor, and it would be able to play this audio-visual information. Yeah. Extremely primitive technology. A lot of goodies with you. Let poor old Snitchfly have a quick look. No touchy. Ah, oh, what a rotten turn. Keep your nasty junk to yourself then. You're the one who seems like you have trouble keeping your junk to yourself. if you know what I mean. She sits side saddle on the worm. She rides worm side saddle. Do with that information what you will. And she was raised in a cultured environment. She was given a proper upbringing by the white lady. Well, the white lady's not the most proper lady, but she was, you know, given good breeding. That's I shouldn't say things like that. That'll get misconstrued.
Welcome. You've got mail.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. My name is Mr. Aegis, and I will be your teacher for this very special event. I am a teacher in the real world, and normally I stream first-time playthroughs, indie games, classic games, walkthroughs, and stuff like that. But today, I am giving a very special warm welcome to some very special guests who will be helping me on the VeinTuber 2026 inaugural VTuber charity blood drive. I give health lessons, I give health and wellness talks and discussions, and I host special guests who talk about their area of interest in education. But today, we're going to be raising money for blood banks, and we're going to be taking pledges for blood donations. We're going to be giving away Steam keys. We're going to be doing karaoke. We're going to be playing games ourselves, and we're going to be supporting this fantastic cause. And I want to thank you all so much who are in the chat already, already in your seats. Thank you so much, class. So without further ado, let's get going. This is the VTuber charity event, VeinTuber 2026, the inaugural event. So bear with me as we lay the foundation for this hopefully recurring yearly event, because winter is a crucial time for blood banks. It is the time of biggest need because there are the fewest number of donors during the winter in the Northern Hemisphere, and there is the greatest demand. There are more weather events that cause blood and plasma to be needed. There are more accidents, and we need to help out. Today is the last day of National Blood Donation Month, January, so we're going to try and cap it off and put them over the top and try to raise a little money. There is a charity link in the chat, pinned to the chat. You can donate at that link. You can tell us that you will pledge to give blood. And I have some Steam keys for you. You can request karaoke songs. But let's get into the introductions for our very special guests in just a moment here. There. Yes, you probably know me. I am Mr. Aegis. I am a health teacher. I'm a variety streamer. And I'm a ferret dad. You'll probably see our little goobers pretty soon. I have a master's in kinesiology and a bachelor's in movement science and health and physical education. I'm a state licensed teacher, and I give, like I said, health and wellness lessons usually on the weekends on all kinds of topics, from mental health first aid to physical health stuff like vaping and cannabis. We talk about gambling, gotcha, seasonal health, the flu shot, how memory works, all that kind of stuff. And we go and play with our class pets, Moki and Ori, my little ferrets, the evil little noodles that they are, getting me in trouble all the time. But we also have this very special guest. Welcome, Oofy, Doofy. Hey. Wait, one sec. I think that your voice is not coming through. I need to make sure that you can be heard by all of our wonderful class. Let's see. Audio source. Audio source. Location audio. Discord. Yes, I will put that up there for you. Blah, 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 blah. Discord. Make sure that you're in.
Mr. Aegis has a lot of tabs open.
I have so many tabs open right now. There is so much to do. Yes, it's going to be great. Yeah, they can't hear you yet. You're talking and I'm talking, and so yeah, chat, let me know if you can hear me or our guests. Discord, please. Audio. Yeah. Brain to brain communication. Goober to goober communication. Oh, I think they can hear you.
Yay!
Can everybody hear our friends?
Hello.
Let me know.
How's that sound?
We are free.
It looks like you're talking on the little wave analyzer, but oh, somebody has already redeemed.
Hello. Yeah, we got some donations.
Somebody's already redeemed a head pat. Thank you so much. Pat the Badger has made an appearance already. And I will share our slides.
Can you hear the people? Good.
Should I introduce myself? Now that they can hear me? Or do you need a minute?
Oh God. Yes, okay. Loresno says that we can hear the people. Fantastic. Go ahead and introduce yourself, our good friend Oofy.
Yay! Okay, so I'm not Doofy. I'm Oofy. Just so you know, I'm just an internet gremlin. I started VTubing, my VTubing journey again recently, and I'm really glad Mr. Aegis opened this opportunity invited us to for a really good cause. Sorry, my English is messed up right now. I'm a little all over the place. Well, yeah, you can find me on LuffyBT. I'm pretty busy right now. I'm preparing something cool. I just like to stream cozy games and do art. Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. I'm happy to have you with us.
Thank you.
And of course, Countess Lita, a good friend of the channel.
Hey. Yeah, so hello, I'm Lita. I've been on the channel before. I am a former teacher, educator. I'm currently working in tech industry, so I'm back doing coding and stuff. But I play a lot of weird games on my channel. So my channel is all about like strange indie games, stuff you wouldn't maybe normally see. Right now we're doing a little bit of a longer couple of games, but I like to mix it up and play like short ones as well. And I do a variety of weird educational content. So sometimes I'll do a lecture. Next week we're gonna read terrible books. That's gonna be really fun. Yeah. And I'm here to help out with the stream. I have a passion for, helping people out with their health as well. So it's great to be here and it could be a part of the collab.
Thank you so much for
me at Countess Lita at YouTube and Twitch.
And thank you so much for enduring us again, enduring my scuff. But glad to have you with us once more, and we'll have some interesting thoughts from Lita later on about this very important topic. And of course, we also have new friend Kivo Kahlo. Welcome.
Hello, how's it going? It's me, Kendo Kalo Pecho. I just do Kendo Kalo for short because I have a long name. Sorry about that. I'm a little ghost stuck in a computer, and I do cinematography in my otherworldly presence. Let's just call it that. And yeah, and of course I have a little chibi model corner just for y'all to enjoy. And yeah, I'm very excited to be here. It's a good cause, and I just hope that I add a little something to it, a little whimsy. But yeah, and I am Kendo Kalo on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube.
Fantastic. Yeah, make sure that you are following our friends class. Fantastic. Good stuff. And yes, the Music is good, volume is good, fantastic. Thank you so much, Loresno. It can't be overstated how important it is that you have a viewer that is consistently able to tell you, hey, yeah, your volume's good or your volume is bad. People always assume someone else will tell you. But of course, we're going to go through our normal routine class, which means we're going to start with fun facts for the day. It is January 31st, so before we get into the blood stuff, it's National Hot Chocolate Day. January 31st is National Hot Chocolate Day. So I hope that you're able to celebrate if you enjoy hot chocolate. I do have some Swiss Miss chocolate drink mix that I will be making later on. When was the last time you had some chocolate milk or some hot chocolate?
I'm betraying the day. I'm having coffee
2 days ago.
instead.
2 days ago.
Ooh.
I have hot chocolate in the house as well, so I can make some later.
Nice.
Yum, yum,
I
yum.
had a chocolate bar called Flake not too long ago. It was really good.
I am a big fan of chocolate. I really need to get back to my diet, but you know what? I'm going to be sitting here for a while, so I can't like go off and have a meal. So I do have my favorite chocolate bar with me, which is whatchamacallit. If you've not had a whatchamacallit bar before, it's amazing.
Those are good.
It's called
Fifth
a
Avenue.
whatchamacallit?
Yeah, it's called
I've never heard
whatchamacallit.
of it called before.
It's like
That's
a-
crazy.
It's like a big Kit Kat with more filling.
Mm.
Fifth Avenue is my second favorite, and it's also one that nobody really talks about because it's like a second tier. But it's like if Butterfinger wasn't so hard on your teeth. It's very smooth and it's like not as crunchy, which I like. Butterfinger gets all up in my teeth. I recommend Fifth Avenue. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask a quick question? Was wondering if Karo wanted to join us. I know she didn't seem to have a slide, but just yeah, wanted to double check with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone is welcome to join us if they would like to.
Yeah. Karo, do you want to introduce yourself too, or do you want to sit back and relax with the chat?
Either way is just fine.
I'm shy.
Not a problem
I
at
feel
all.
that. You're beautiful.
It's so real.
I love your
Very
voice.
real.
Thank you.
It is also the anniversary of the birth of Milwaukee, one of my favorite cities.
Ooh.
I'm a Wisconsinite. Milwaukee is a great city. Milwaukee has some great sports teams. That's our other fun fact, all the way back to 1846. It's older than the state itself. Milwaukee. That's not really what it's called, but some of you have seen the Bill and Ted movie, and I don't know, you'll get that reference. I don't know why I make these references to old movies. But I also think it has a really cool flag. A lot of city flags suck. I think this one's pretty cool. I like the teal.
Is that the actual flag?
Yeah, that's their city flag, which is...
That's so pretty.
What a flag.
Yeah, it's got the wheat grain for the beer, the big
Very
gear,
aesthetic.
So
got a cool
detailed.
ship. Yeah, I love
Yes.
these colors.
Usually it's very all symbols and very plain colors, but this got everything.
So much
I like that
detail.
one.
Like there's so many things happening. So many trinkets.
Yeah, it's like a
The
coin.
sparser state, the sparser city flags, like
Yeah.
the ones that are very minimal.
Yes.
Yeah, Madison has a great simple one, but it's because Madison is on an isthmus, and the flag is perfect for that. Wait, a lot of state flags suck too. They're like so boring. But those are our fun facts for today. It's National Hot Chocolate Day, so make sure you go and enjoy some hot chocolate if you like. And of course, we have to consult our behavior chart before we begin. Our class behavior chart. These are the two retired ones that we have replaced recently. So we are still saying goodbye to them. These are the old behavior charts. If you're not familiar with this concept, in classrooms in usually elementary, middle school, for the last, I don't know, era, I guess you could call it, this was somewhat common, where teachers would have a little chart like this, and your name as a student would be on a clip, and the teacher would move your clip up or down based on how well you behaved that day, right? And they would threaten you, be like, oh, if you don't behave, I'm moving your clip down, and that would mean like you would get detention, or
No.
they would call your parents or something.
Gonna send you down to hell.
Yeah,
No.
and you don't want to be in the bottom tier. We do it a
No,
little
not in the
differently
bad
now
noodle.
in education. We've gotten away from this because it's a lot of kids would get anxious about it, and
Oh.
yeah,
I can see that.
feel like they're called out.
can see that.
Nowadays, teachers, we do it as self-reflection, self-assessment. The student
Yeah.
says where they think they are today. And you might think that leads to them all lying and be like, oh, I'm at the top, but it doesn't really. it usually does encourage honesty, and people will be like, you know what, I'm doing really good today. I should recognize myself and be at the top. Or, you know what, I could have done better. And so that's how we do it. Students in the classroom here can let me know they want to be on the chart. I will make a clip with their name on it, put it on the chart wherever they think they are. That's a good way for you to reflect on how you're doing lately. Our chart has a tier list of Night in the Woods. This is what the current chart looks like. I did it up all nice and new and neat with some lights and stuff. And it is based on A Night in the Woods and Honkai Star Rail and Deltarune, where if you're feeling like Aejis, because Aejis is so good, Aejis is helpful and thoughtful and takes care of themselves as well as the people they care about. If you're feeling like that, tell me and I put your clip up there. Maybe you're feeling like Beatrice Santello, our favorite goth gator girl, working hard, making progress, could probably take care of herself a little bit better, works a little too hard. There's Greg, the slacker, making trouble, too cool for school, maybe you're like that. Or maybe you're all the way down there with May Borowski, the trash mammal, lazy, could be nicer to people. Either way, it's up to you where you think you have been lately. And whenever you think you should be moved up or down, you let me know and I upgrade this or update it each week before streams. Oh, that sounds happening.
I like seeing Poke and Sampo on that chart too.
Yes, yes. The Angus tier includes Angus, Natasha, my waifu, because she is so pure and perfect, and Noelle, and of course this very well-behaved ferret who was sitting still for their self-portrait.
Very polite.
Of course.
There's Beatrice, along with Arlan. Arlan is a wholesome smolbean. Did nothing wrong except for when he kind of got caught up with that weird pickup artist guy in the game. That's okay. And of course, Ralsei, who could probably take care of themselves a little bit better. And this mostly good ferret. In the Beatrice tier so far are Pawnima and Sasaju. We did just remake this chart, so not everyone has gotten their selections in yet. Ralsei, our viewer Ralsei, not the actual Ralsei, and myself are in Greg tier, along with Pitch Dark Hook the Great, who is definitely a troublemaker, and Susie, and this mischievous ferret here. And all the way down at the bottom with May and Sampo, who is my least favorite. And Chris, and this very naughty ferret who's stealing a cookie, is Dr. Phil Erotica, Utopia Tree, and Snowfox, who wanted me to draw them in a little wastebasket because they are a trash mammal. Nice. Yeah, exactly.
Very good.
Very trash good. Can, not trash cannot.
Oh, it is trash can, not trash cannot. Trash in, trash out.
I'm feeling the doing my best today.
Yeah, I'm at least in the working hard tier today. I think I was more of a slacker yesterday, but then I went to yoga and felt better, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Feel like a Beatrice.
That's a mood of the day, I guess.
All right. So you're all Beatrices, Beatrice, Beatrice.
Yeah.
All right. I will get you all added there.
I do also love Natasha.
I love Natasha so much.
What a pleasure to deal with her.
Yes.
Absolutely.
She's Underworld Doctor, don't you know?
All right, I will get you all added to Beatrice there before we get to the next stream. But, of course, hello, Vtuber, welcome. Thank you so much. Karoshin, more of a slacker. More of a slacker, I get it. And I'm often in that slacker tier, too, because I'm kind of a procrastinator at times.
That was me all of 2025, but I'm picking myself up this year.
It was a throwaway year. It was a bad year.
Yeah.
New thing where I keep track of what I do all day, like a log of my activities to see if I can do any patterns. And I noticed that I get really slow, like in the middle of the day, like right before lunch, and I just have to figure out how to use that time more effectively. So, I'm trying to avoid like my slacker tendencies.
See, and that's exactly the kind of thoughtfulness that the chart tries to encourage in students, and it works. It works a lot better than the punitive measure of teachers, punishing students by moving it up or down. But of course, we need to talk about what we're doing today. We are doing a charity blood drive. There is a link pinned to the top of the chat with a link where you can donate to this very fantastic cause. And in that pinned post is also a link to the rewards page, because we have a fantastic array of Steam gifts. I have a group of like 50 to 60 Steam keys that are all available for different levels of donation. We have games that are currently retailing for up to $50 for donations as low as $9. We have 3 tiers of donations, which I will show right now. Let's just go through the slide. I should have put that slide at the start, but it's at the end, so I got to scroll.
While you're getting that, quick second question. My hand is up in the air. I tried to donate in the link, but I'm Canadian. I'm a filthy Canadian, and I think it's blocking me. Is that like, am I missing something, or is that just how it's gonna be? It's okay. Good.
It should be. I'm not sure. I haven't seen that before.
Yes, it was like log into your American PayPal, but I'll look around. Let me see. Let me try
yes. If anyone has any issues with it, let me know. Send me a DM or send me a message, and I will be able to get you the reward, and we can get the money another way, and I can do it through my PayPal. Either way, it's fine. One way or the other, we'll get it working on the back end. These. There we go.
Welcome. You've got mail.
Countess Lita donated $20 to the drive. There we go. The alert's working, which is great. See that? And we see our little blood vial filling up.
Looks good. I was helping by testing, but also, since I'm here, may as well toss in a donation.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Pawnima, were you able to?
Since I can't donate blood.
But this is the platinum tier that I have. For just $9 donations or up, we have games like Doom, the final cut of Disco Elysium, we got the Ultimate Edition of Fallout New Vegas, Sniper Elite 5, which is currently still like $50, $60, Balloons TD6, Journey, Paradise Killer, some great games there. Baba Is You, Celeste, EU4, Kerbal Space Program. Great stuff.
You know, I'm a huge Devil May Cry fan, so we could snag that. But Baba
someone
Is You
should
is also,
definitely.
like, that's a really good one. I'm so bad at it. It's such a hard game. Oh, and I got to get back to playing Disco Elysium. I was having fun with that game.
Yeah, I'm about like halfway through, and I got to get back to it. I got interrupted with Silk Song
I played
because
it last year, like basically around this time last year, and then I kind of dropped it and got distracted. But I get back to it. Super fun.
I need to try Baba Is You. I've seen a couple streams, but I was like, I can't see the solutions. I gotta.
It's
try
so
it
hard. That game.
Yeah.
Really?
It can be.
Oh my gosh. I've been meaning to play Devil May Cry 4. It looks so good.
Are you?
I'm just
have you played the other ones?
Game.
I played the first one a long time ago.
You gotta do 3, 4, 5. Those are like
I
the
know.
solid ones. Yeah.
Man.
3 is
All these
harder than
things.
4, in my opinion. So if you want to start with 4, you can start with 4.
Ooh, mayhaps.
Pawnima. Yeah, you can just use my link, and I will go through it and do on the screen for the drive link.
Your link? Oh, like your donation link?
Yeah, I have one in my about section. You can go ahead and use that, and I will, just so you know that you're not just giving me money, I will go ahead and put one in right away on the charity one, so that you will get your result.
Scooter cheese. I'll do that with my donation as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I wanted to use the Streamlabs version since I'm using Streamlabs, and it's very convenient and has all the alerts and everything set up already, and I didn't need to do that. But then, of course, there's always some kind of hang up.
There's always something.
Yeah, and I mean, the US
Always
dollar is not
something.
doing great right now anyway. But yeah, even the other tiers here, it's $6, and you can get the $20 Duke Nukem Forever, $20 Bioshock Remastered. $6 would get you the $30 Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition. Definitive.
If it did it.
Pathologic 2, $35 retailing right now. Get that for $6. Donation.
Ooh.
We the Revolution. The first Dragon's Dogma. Dark Arisen. Or is that the second one? I forget. Anyway, silver tier, just $3 would get you the $20 Resident Evil HD Remaster or the Resident Evil 0 HD Remaster. The Bureau XCOM Declassified. System Shock 2 is $20. You can get it for $3 right here, just by donating to our little drive here. Darksiders War Mastered Edition. Cook Serve Delicious 3, which I've heard is really addicting.
Those are fun games.
Those games are really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A couple copies of Payday 2 for $10. You can get that for just $3. Mafia 2 Director's Cut. Mafia classic. And even that $1 bronze tier. For $1, you can get games like the Portal version of Bridge Constructor, Brutal Legend, Psychonauts, which is an absolutely fantastic classic gem. I streamed it some time ago. It's so good. Great voices. If you like Moxie from Hell of a Boss, who I really do, voices the main character. I love those old games because yeah, it's so like perfectly classical in its presentation. I love that games back then had such great voice actors. A lot of games today, they use like major celebrities or actors who might be really good actors, but are not necessarily the best voice actors, because it's not what they do as a profession.
Yeah.
Like bring back the era of like professional voice actors doing stuff rather than using, you know, oh, Chris Pratt is a big time celebrity. Let's get him to do the voice.
There are some celebrities that are also good at voice acting. Like, I mean, did you play Dispatch? You played Dispatch?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of it right now. I'm in the middle of my second run.
Absolutely knocked out of the park.
Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul kills it in that game.
Yeah, even for just the $1 bronze tier donation, we have games that are retailing at $20 right now, like Bravery and Greed, Corpse Keeper, Warborn. You can get the Super Platform Game Maker if you're interested in making games. Some game making tech software. That's the word I was looking for. Anyway, yeah, you can see this list of games in the link that's also pinned. And I will, once people start requesting those, I will cross out the ones that get redeemed. And let me know if you do make a donation via the link in my About section so that I can do your charity donation for you.
I did! Yay!
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's right, because I have the alerts open. I have the alerts up for the charity one, but not for mine, because I wasn't expecting to be getting
all these
donations to mine. Yeah, oh my god, there's so many.
Open more tabs, we demand it of you.
More
all
of
right.
them.
Oh, cool. Perfect. 24. 29.
Don't worry about the Steam keys, though. For me, it's just for the cost.
There we go. And this will be for... Oh, don't need you to see my PayPal information. Oh my god.
Show it to me. Give it to us.
For the funsies.
Make sure you give us the security code too.
Yeah, those funny three letters, funny little three numbers on the back of the card.
Yes, exactly. Don't forget.
Give us a little bit more.
Yes.
Just
there we go, Oofy.
You've got mail.
Woohoo! Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for donations.
Thank you. And Ponima, what game would you like? Because I know that you should get something great.
Oh yeah.
A lot of good choices. So many good choices.
The world is your oyster.
Yes.
I would also like to thank some of the people who gave me some of these Steam keys so that I could give them away. Honestly, they just gave it to me for free. And all I had to do was ask. I was like, hey, Reddit, can I get some donations for this? And people said, sure. Sent me a bunch of Steam keys.
That's so kind. That's
so
so catching of them.
nice.
Yeah.
The others I got, you spend a couple bucks on one of those bundles.
Welcome. You've got mail.
That's really great too. Thank you so much, Ponima. Let's continue on. Now that we kind of got this going and people know how it works, let's get into this lesson here.
Nice.
Oh, thank you so much for the gold stars, too.
Ooh.
So many stars.
All right, yes. What are we doing today? We are raising money for Red Cross and taking pledges of blood and plasma. So if you can't send any money, that's fine. Maybe you can go and donate blood or plasma yourself. And we'll have links for where you can find your closest blood bank. And we'll talk about how you can easily and conveniently donate throughout this lesson. And if you do pledge and you go give blood or plasma, we'll be coming back here in 2 weeks on Valentine's Day. A great day to talk about blood, you know. And we will honor all of those who gave money, who went and gave their blood or plasma. And you can also get yourself some of these great prizes if you want to go and do that. We also have karaoke. As a redeem. If you want to donate, you can make us, one or all of us, sing. We'll get through the guidelines of that.
We're going to figure out how that works.
We're going to figure out how that works.
Do our best.
I was going to do warm-up karaoke on Thursday, and I did not have the energy. And then I was like, I don't feel like putting together a set list, so I don't even know what songs y'all have picked out.
Yeah, I'm going to say that I didn't practice so that it would be more humorous when I sing, but the reason is that I just didn't have the time or energy. But yeah, there's a list of suggested songs that we can do. Again, I haven't really practiced, so it will be more for comedy effect than it will be for, good singing. But if that's what you want, we'll do it. Loresna, you'll be giving blood next month. Yeah, thank you so much. Love to hear it.
Hell yeah.
Gonna be great.
First, of course, we'll do this lesson on blood and plasma donation. This is a lesson that I give each year, whether it's in my stream class or in my real-life classroom. And why do we do this lesson? Well, because blood donation is amazing. Of all of the charitable gifts that you could give, your blood is priceless. I mean, people try to put a price on it, but it's priceless. Because your blood is medicine. It's not just that someone needs blood. It is that. But blood also is medicine. It's made into medicine. And the gift that you give when you give blood is healing. Of all the things that you could give, physical items, money, blood is the one that you will always know will make a difference. Because the need is universal. Everywhere in the world, and every person, needs blood. And it's a crucial need. It's also a very personal gift. It's not abstract. What you give will matter. It's great to give things to, say, thrift stores or whatnot. You don't necessarily know if someone's going to need it or if it will end up helping someone. You don't need to worry about that when the donation you're making is blood. Every single bag of blood that is donated ends up having a story. Like this one.
Three-year-old Judah and his older brother Levi play checkers with their grandpa. In time, Judah will more fully understand the significance of this very special day, one he spent with a room full of family, friends, and total strangers who gave their own blood to save his life.
It is completely overwhelming. There's really no words to adequately express our gratitude.
It was a year ago in late November when Judah was admitted to UCLA Mattel Children's Hospital. He had been exposed to E. coli bacteria that quickly spiraled into a blood-destroying, life-threatening disease.
His ultimate diagnosis was hemolytic uremic syndrome, abbreviated HUS. His platelets were very dangerously low, which can cause internal bleeding in the brain, the liver, the intestines.
It's worse than any nightmare. And when someone says, I can't imagine what you went through, I said, I can't imagine, and I lived through it.
The notion that blood will be available if you need it is really kind of a false concept. I think there's a comfort. You just assume that hospitals and blood banks are stocked, and the reality is that they're not.
Not just here at UCLA, regionally, it's actually nationwide where we're experiencing a blood shortage, and it's truly a crisis right now.
The community rallied. Mom and Dad's employer, Loyola Marymount University, teamed up with the Blood and Platelet Center at UCLA, and many of these, usually anonymous donors, met a now healthy Judah and his family on this day.
I can't say enough for the outpouring of support from the community and from our own UCLA Blood and Platelet Center, because without those transfusions, he wouldn't have made it.
I had no idea that there are patients like this little boy who received so many donations and that my blood would be, a part of his life.
I just assumed that, of course, when I donate, things will go to someone who really needs it. But it's certainly nice to actually put a face to it.
It's so rewarding, especially when you get news like this.
Judah is now back home. He battled back from the seizures, mini-strokes, a medically induced coma, and 47 transfusions. And a better reason to become a blood donor after hearing his heroic story would be difficult to find.
From the bottom of our hearts and souls, thank you.
For UCLA Health, Nancy Williams reporting.
Every person who donated blood that went to that little kid, every bag of that blood mattered. Sure, they could have given toys and gifts and stuff to needy kids, and that's great. Doesn't mean that you should stop doing that, by the way. But blood is something that is free to give and will always matter.
Everyone needs blood.
Yeah. Some people need a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't always been available. It's a pretty modern phenomenon that we're able to have blood around. How far back do you think it goes? Viewers, guests, how far back do you think we have blood donation as an option? Blood transfusions.
Gotta be pretty new. Thinking about it now, I never thought about it before, but I guess it has to be pretty new.
Let's say 200 years, I feel like.
Yeah, that's... Maybe I'm going to say 100. I'm going to do Price is Right rule. Is that
Yeah,
is that how it
exactly.
works? I don't know.
I was just going to say, it's like Price is Right
Yeah,
rules.
Yes. That's my guess.
Closest without going over. Well, the idea of it does go back a lot longer. We've been trying to do it for a long time. It was first attempted, that we know of, documented, in the 1620s. So about 400 years ago. It was first attempted in 1628 by an English physician named William Harvey, who was first discovering the concept of the circulation of the blood. And so he was first attempting it then in the 1660s. This is all the way back, the Ming Dynasty still existed. That's how far back they were trying. That's a long time ago.
Weird medical stuff back then. So it couldn't have been a great process for the
was their
testing.
process just hooking a guy directly up to another, I guess to a dog?
It was.
For real.
Because they were first trying it on dogs. In 1665 was the first success. A physician named Richard Lower was actually able to keep dogs alive by transfusion of blood from other dogs.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
This is-
we just said the same thing.
This is back in the days of the pirates, of Harry Morgan there. I think that's Blackbeard. Yeah, that's how far back that goes. The first transfusion that involved a human was in 1667 in France. Was able to successfully do a transfusion from a lamb to a human. However, they shortly after banned that. They banned the transfusing of blood between humans and animals because bad reactions happened. They were still experimenting. It was not a perfect process back in the 17th century.
Controversial
I
too,
feel
I
like it's
guess.
a good way to get an unusual disease.
Yeah, and that's actually how unusual diseases do sometimes happen.
They're from an animal to a human, yeah, a lot of times.
Yikes.
The
wouldn't think
next
so.
attempts that had some success in humans were in the late 1700s. A American physician named Philip Sying Physic performed the first human blood transfusion, but he didn't report his results, because of some of this backlash. So the first published success with humans was in 1818, so about 200 years ago. So that 200-year guess was pretty spot on. A physician named James Blundell, this is back in the days of the great painters like Monet, I think. My art history is not great. But a British obstetrician performed the first successful transfusion of human blood to a human patient who was treating a postpartum hemorrhage. He used the patient's husband as a donor. He extracted about 4 ounces of blood from the husband's arm, and using a syringe, successfully transfused that blood to his wife. And between 1825 and 1830, he did 10 successful transfusions. Well, he did 10. 5 of them were beneficial to the patients, and published the results, and started first going into, how this works, actually documenting the instruments he was using, the rationale. And then the first understanding of blood types happens in the 1900s. Up until that point, though, what else were we using? What were we doing that involved blood? What was the standard for blood disorders?
Bleeding people out.
Yeah.
Leeches and such.
Leeches.
Oh, vampire. I was around for that.
Yeah, you know that era. Leeches and bloodletting were common.
Yeah, you gotta get the blood out. You gotta get the bad blood out. That was the most important thing. What do you mean
Yep.
replace it? No, just get the bad blood out.
Because they did understand that you did make more blood. They just didn't know that you could replace it.
Right.
Makes
You
sense.
know how to do it safely.
That's okay. It's more for me.
Yeah.
True.
And we started figuring this all out just in time for the World Wars. Which,
Oh, of course.
just in time for us to start stocking blood in blood banks, to discover how important it was to keep a large stock of blood around. And we also figured out RH factor matching. That's the plus or minus on your blood type, which I will go into very shortly. So that's about how far it goes back. It's about 400 years of attempts, 200 years of initial successes, and then only about 100 years or so where we really had a good understanding of it. So it is a very recent phenomenon. So something to be very grateful for, that we live in an era where there is blood around. Like we saw in that video, though, people assume that hospitals will always have them around. It's not always the case. But what is blood, besides a healthy, delicious snack for people like Countess Lita? What are the 3 main components of blood, class? Do you know?
Plasma?
Does it have? Oh yeah, that makes sense. That would be. I was gonna be
Plasma's
like,
one of
this
them?
is water. It's got water.
Hemoglobin.
The hemoglobin,
Right?
plasma,
White blood cell. Oh.
so the red blood,
Red and white blood cells.
the white blood cells, and the platelets, and the plasma, which makes up the majority of the blood. So that's the 3 main parts. There's a lot of specific stuff in there, but that's the 3 big broad categories. So what do each of those things do? What does our friend here, the red blood cell from Cells at Work, do? You
Yeah, I
know what the
recognize
red
that
blood cell
character, but
does.
I've never seen that anime.
I need to watch that show.
So good.
I always hear good things.
The red blood
haven't seen
cells
the
are the
spin-off.
workhorses of the blood.
Yeah. Kind of like how the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
I was gonna say the same thing in my head, but I was like, "That's stupid. Don't say that." I was like, "Wait a minute."
Wait,
That's what we're here for.
Hell yeah.
The red blood cells deliver oxygen. They are the couriers, package delivery unit. They bring the oxygen throughout the tissues, and they take away the waste products, the carbon dioxide. They contain the hemoglobin, which binds to oxygen, brings it where it needs to go, drops it off, picks up the waste. Inside each of these little red discs, which always look delicious,
They do
They're
look like
delicious.
donuts.
little
Yes.
hemoglobins
Blood candy.
that bind to the oxygen.
The name hemoglobin sounds tasty too. It's like hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin.
Yes.
like a pudding.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Now, a lot of people, you can, and there is blood pudding.
Oh, true.
Oh, yeah.
Brace for Haste says that their baked beans, the baked beans in their blood or in their veins are delicious. They do look like some delicious red kidney beans. Yeah. The hemogoblins, Victrix says. They are little goblins. They gobble up the waste. Now, it is a myth that we have blue blood, that the blood is blue when it's, say, not oxygenated. When it's iron rich, when it's filled with CO2, it is reddish. It is the very bright red that's commonly associated with blood. It's a dark red or purplish, not blue. The blue is a trick of the light on our veins when it looks like our veins are blue. It's just the way the light hits the skin and goes through the skin and comes back to us. It's that dark red purplish that we see here on the left.
Well, if you think about it, all colors are tricks of the light.
They are.
True.
But yeah.
How can our eyes be real if, or whatever that guy said?
Colors. You do a whole lesson on how eyes work. That's a fascinating.
There is that one case of the blue people in Appalachia, Brace for Haste. I'm not sure what the disorder was, but yeah, there was. Or were they taking that methylene blue supplement or something like that? I forget. But
if you take colloidal silver, you'll turn blue.
That's true.
You
are a blue person.
I didn't do that. But some people
it's
do.
fun.
It's a thing people do. And they turn themselves blue permanently.
You want to be like me? Eat some silver. Pro tip.
All of the animations and drawings and textbooks, of course, draw it as blue, but that's just to show the contrast between the oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood. But yeah, it's not actually blue. Hate to break it to you if that's your favorite color, but yeah, and if you're doing like drawings of blood, there you can sort of use your color picker on this and do that if it's venous blood.
I was actually noticing, like, whenever I go to the doctor for a checkup, they're like, he always takes my blood, like, oh, I think you're missing, like, you're lacking iron. I think you're like deficient. Anemic, yeah, exactly. And it kind of looks like the picture you were just showing, like, oh, it's pretty dark compared to the iron rich one.
Might be a good idea to increase your iron intake or consider a iron supplement. I give a whole lesson on supplements, and most of them aren't needed. Iron is one of the ones that is actually pretty good for a lot of people. But yeah, for the most part, don't waste your money on supplements. There's the whole, I don't want to get into it, but a lot of stuff going around the gamer supplements in the social media discourse. You probably don't need gamer supplements, class. You probably don't. Most of it is just like powdered Pedialyte or multivitamins, or just it's powdered pre-workout without beta-alanine. Most of them are just white label stuff. And we can do that. We could talk about this stuff for hours, all the supplement grifts. But anyway, let's talk about blood types, because this is a great topic. A lot of people are interested in their blood type. How many of you know your blood type?
I do.
It's weird because I actually don't know my blood type. I should know, but I don't.
I noticed a lot of my American friends
I looked at my
don't,
recent chart to see if I knew and see what was on there, and it wasn't asked to ask.
I had to take a blood test and a bunch of health tests in Korea when I was still there, so I think that's when I learned.
I have mine on my dog tags. A positive.
Me too.
A positive, fantastic. A positive gang, rise up.
Yes.
Nice.
But what are blood types? Well, what they are, it's just a different antigen on your red blood cell. Just on the red blood cell, there's a little marker on it for your immune system to use. And if you get blood that is not the same type, it can be harmful. Not necessarily, but it could be. What it means is, like you see on the screen here, you might have the A antigen, which is just a little marker on the blood. Or you might have the B antigen, which is just a different antigen. They don't actually look like this. This is just a simplified sort of view. Or you could have blood that has both the A and the B antigen. Or you might have blood that has no antigens. So A, you have that one type of antigen. B, you have a different type. Or you could have both. Or you could have none. And the ABO system is just, does your blood have that antigen? Does your blood make the antibodies that are associated with that antigen? So this band is type O negative, which most of you probably haven't heard of, but I put it in there because it's a band name related to blood.
I have heard of that. I'm old enough.
I was about to be like, hey, who are these guys? What's their blood? Show me
They
your
named
blood.
themselves type O negative. They do like spooky metal music. They have like songs that are really great for Halloween.
They got the
If you
hairstyle
have
for it.
type A blood, your blood makes an antigen, and then it can't get type B blood. It makes an antigen against B, or an antibody. You have type B, then you can't get type A. If you have type AB blood, you have both antigens, which means that your body doesn't make or doesn't have a reaction against either type. So if you have type AB blood, you can receive blood from anyone, because your blood is not going to be triggered by either A or B, because it has both A and B. You're a universal recipient. You can get blood from A or B or O. If you have type O blood, though, you're a universal donor. You can give blood to anyone. Your blood doesn't have any of those markers, so it won't trigger anyone else's blood. But your blood will be triggered by other people's blood. Seems maybe a little complicated, but it's kind of simple if you do like a chart. Makes sense. But what does the positive or negative mean? Because, there's A positive, A negative, O negative, all that stuff. The positive or negative sign is your RH factor, your rhesus factor. Not Reese's Pieces, which are decent chocolate.
Hey.
It's a protein that's also found on the surface of the red blood cell. If it's Reese's, it does make it more delicious, I think. Those beans are made of chocolate.
I wish.
Yeah, me too. If you have the RH factor, if you're positive, you have that protein on your blood. And it means that you can give and receive blood that has the RH factor too. If you're negative, you can donate to either. Kind of like with the blood types. If you have it, or if you don't have it, then you might set off the other person's blood.
The chart gets more complex.
It does. Another layer. If your parents are both positive, you will be positive. Your parents are both negative, you'll be negative. If one is positive, then you'll be positive. So positive overrides.
Opposite of math.
Yeah. So, how much... Oh, wait. No, we gotta go back.
Uh-oh.
New student, Brace for Haste, has enrolled in my little classroom learning community. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you stopping in. Let's do this way. Okay. What do you think the percentages are of people with the different blood types? How many people do you think have that O positive universal blood type?
I did not look at this chart ahead of time, and I did not guess ahead of time. I'm just going to say 15%.
39%.
Oh, okay. It's more than that.
Almost 40% of people have that O positive blood.
That's not bad, because that means you can do a lot more donations, because
Yes.
if they have O,
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
O negative, then that would be more like a
O negative
10%, yeah.
is like a 10%. The second biggest one is where me and our little blue goober friend are.
Say A positive.
The A positives. We are at 30%. A negative, all these other ones are much more rare. A negative 6%, B positive 9%. And Ponima did get it right. Well, AB positive is one of the rarest, second rarest.
Yes.
AB negative is the rarest. Only 1% of people have AB negative blood.
That's me.
SSR. Oh, you have the SSR
Super
blood?
rare.
I do. I have AB negative.
You got the super rare.
Oh.
That's so interesting.
So the chart looks like this. That AB positive, the universal recipient, because they have the positive factor, none of the blood will trigger theirs. They have both A and B antigens, so any type of blood will work. And the O negative, universal donor can give to anyone else. This does not mean that if you have a rarer blood type, that it's not important. If you have that AB positive that can only give to AB positive, it's still important. Because O negative blood is super important for blood banks to keep on stock for when, number one, they don't know the blood type of the person who needs the blood. So they want to save as much of the O negative as they can, because that's the universal one. They want to keep as much of that as they can. So if you have one of these rare blood types, it's actually still very important to donate if you can. Because then they can use your blood for people whose blood type they know, and it helps maintain the stocks of the universal blood types. Some people might think, oh, I have a rare blood type. Not many people can use my blood. Well, no, everyone who has your blood type can use it. And we want to keep that O negative as stocked as possible.
There'll be more impact for those less amount of people.
Yeah, so your blood as the rare blood type is still just as important, because we want to keep the stocks of all of them up as much as we can. If you have one of the others that are pretty common to be able to donate or to receive, O positive is still very useful, can be given to anyone who has positive blood. B negative and A negative can be given to anyone who has that letter type. So all of the blood is very important. There's one sort of fun subject related to blood types that we want to talk about.
I know this.
Because, yes, in some places, there is a belief that your blood type impacts your personality.
Ooh.
Some of us may have encountered this most commonly in anime and manga, right? Because it is sort of an astronomy-like belief, largely in Japan, but throughout Asia, Southeast Asian countries. I believe also in some places in India, I might be mistaken. People will put their blood type in their bio. It will be listed in their dating and romance profiles. You'll see it in anime and manga characters, listed in video games as well. And this blood typing says things like this, that blood type A, you will be more likely to be a perfectionist, very organized, considerate, reserved, conscientious, very reliable person, but maybe cautious, might be sensitive to criticism, be really easily stressed out, burned out, stubborn. That's what people think the blood type A means. Now, the fact that I fit all of those and have blood type A does not mean that it's accurate, but it is one point in their favor, because that does pretty well describe me.
Sometimes you fit stereotypes. It's just how it is.
As Riot54 says, so someone with ADHD. Yeah, like me with ADHD. Exactly true. So you can see it's sort of like why do I have astronomy? I meant astrology. Not astronomy.
Oh, yeah.
Astrology. It's the other one. Yeah.
I
it is sort of like
We
that.
would have like flash games that would tell us like about these personality points.
The B blood types are said to be extroverted, very outgoing, more curious and inquisitive. They're the more independent sort of second child. This is also sort of like the belief in like what when you were born in your family, like if you're the first child or the second child, it's sort of like that too. B blood types are the creative, the artists, the more chaotic gremlins. So if that fits you and you have B type blood, well, maybe they're not totally wrong. We did have some ABs here, right? The ones that are supposed to be, well, shockingly, a mix of the two. And then the O's are the confident, charismatic leaders. The ones filled with ambition.
That's like 40% of all people, so
yeah,
a lot of
right.
leaders.
Can't be all
Lots of cooks in the kitchen.
Can't be all the charismatic leaders.
Yeah, I'll be charismatic leaders.
But that is sort of one of the problems with it that we'll go over, because it does work well. There you go. Yes. I was going to ask class if they recognize this, because I didn't at first when I saw it. But you'll see blood types listed for a lot of characters in games originating in those places. You have a blood type O. Or this list. If people recognize this collection of names and the blood types that were assigned to them.
I know the character at the bottom, but... Oh. Old man mangaka. Who is that guy?
Percentages on this
myself
are
here.
way off.
Yes.
Does that say oil at the bottom?
Oil at the bottom. Mecha Senku is a robot character. Yeah.
There should be way more O's.
That's exactly what we're going to talk about, because going along with that, well, we can't have all these people be leaders, right?
Yeah. That throws it completely off.
I mean, Ryu is blood type O, which
Yeah,
fits.
but he's like the hero of the program.
Some of you might recognize this character. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, that's Grok.
Sorry? Oh, yeah.
That was good.
Oh, you kids these days in your grass. That's my girl, Miss Money. All these millennials.
Elon Musk's waifu. I'm sorry.
No, how dare you? Don't say
Gork,
that
is
about
this
me.
true?
I know that who Bisa Money is.
I'll kill you.
Oh, yes. But like I said, and as Lita mentioned, these percentages are pretty off, right? Oh, wow. Why does it do that?
Oh, don't dox yourself.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I need to relog you into whatever you were logged into. No, you don't.
No.
Yeah, the percentages are off. The actual numbers that we went over on the left versus what seems to be the percentages people think about on anime and manga and games. Right, O is the most common. Between O positive and O negative, about 50% of people have O blood.
Right.
In anime and manga, it's about 20%. A is about right.
More evenly distributed too, overall.
Yeah. B is way under or overrepresented. So I ask, why do people think this is? Why do they have such weird distribution?
I have game theory.
You have a game theory?
Yeah, as a character designer, it's easier to have a variety of personality types, and they're basing the blood types based on those personality types. So they have an equal distribution more, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Doesn't vibe with the reality, but it makes for better storytelling for them.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a character type like blood type B that's supposed to be, the extroverted, outgoing character, well, that's a common type of person, but that blood type isn't very common. So they just sort of fudge reality with the numbers. So it is a fun sort of astrology type thing, but try not to take it too seriously, class.
This is why regular astrology is better, because you could have an even distribution of people just born in 12 different months.
Yes. 12 core flames.
Among the population. Yes, exactly.
We're going to get into all the different types of blood cells, the white blood cells, next. But we're going to take our first movement break, because every 60 minutes or so, you should be moving around. This is a health class, after all. As I always say, all-cause mortality is increased by about 5% for every 7 hours of sitting you do consecutively, so we don't want to do that. So I want you to take the next 180 seconds, which is just 3 minutes, to get up, move around, grab a snack, get some water, use the restroom, and wash your hands afterwards. Because, class, 1 in 3 people don't wash their hands after they use the restroom. That's disgustipating. Don't be that person. The World Health Organization suggests that up to 50% of communicable disease could be prevented if people just wash their hands properly. Imagine that world. So we will take our first movement break, and we will come back in 180 seconds, and we'll continue, and we'll see all of the very cool white blood cells. So we will be right back after these.
I'm gonna go slack while I get up from my movement break.
We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. Again, just like America, you can't just sleep anywhere, you have to pay. A smith, hardly so crude. We are Forge, daughter. How can a pointy bug not tell? Don't call me a pointy bug. I'm a spider. I'm a proud spider. Then we'll construct them, but you'll provide the materials and compensation for our time. I will always pay you for your labor. I will never ask for free labor, but I don't actually have any money for you. Pilgrim, this settlement welcomes all who step the holy path. May you ease your shell within, that your strength renewed can carry you higher. Can you take me higher to the place where... I gotta stop. I gotta stop doing the early 2000s, late 90s music. It's definitely turning people off the channel. Sorry. So many labs and universities and researchers worldwide would have to be colluding for a long time to suppress this. It just doesn't seem feasible. And to what end? Because they, I guess, want more people to have autism? That takes us back to our first slide on these conspiracies. To what end? Who benefits? Model railroad manufacturers? Someone did have to do it. She did have to die. It is crazy how many people we have to kill, isn't it? It's crazy how many people we have to kill in order for good things to happen. I hear Sherm. I hear Sherm. Sherm, baby, I'm coming. Sherm, sweetie. Sherm! Sherm! Holy red maiden, have no fear. 'Tis only I, Sherma. I found healing supplies, but then the way back collapsed, and I heard moaning from the dark. Oh, how thankful I am to see you. Hold your gratitude, little one. The dead are stirring. Sherm, baby, stay behind me. It's gonna be okay. Close your eyes. Mommy's gonna make the bad men go to sleep, okay? I already have the Musketeer's gloves. I have like 8 of them. Stop buying me gloves for Christmas, Grandma. I want Cocker's Bad Fur Day. I heard there's a nude mode.
I'm not just a pretty face, you know.
You aren't even a pretty face! Got her!
Look, the roots are coming up through the ground.
That's what roots tend to do, Tingyun.
Work to do.
That's typically what roots do. They come up through the ground. Is everyone around me a moron? Bench. Oh, God in heaven. You know, Team Cherry, I've really been defending your difficulty. But what you did there is completely inhumane. Bugane, whatever. I apologize if I aroused you from some deep slumber. Slumber, long sleep. Welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around through the break, class. We are back, and we will get back into our lesson as our ferrets dominate the screen. Let's take them off. There we go. All right, so we're about to talk about the white blood cells. Talked about the red blood cells and the fact that they are involved in oxygen delivery and carbon dioxide removal. And we talked about how they have a blood type. But what about these white blood cells? They are our immune system, or a big part of our immune system. They are our specialized different types of cells that defend our bloodstream from invaders, attack them, destroy them. The first type we'll talk about are the neutrophils, which are sort of the main character, I think, of Cells at Work. They are about 55 to 70% of our white blood cells. They're the first line of defense. They trap invading bacteria and stuff and eat them. They eat them. Yummy. And then they help to repair. They arrive first to the infection or the injury. They use their combat knife, which they are all equipped with, to destroy bacteria and fungi. They release enzymes that help to kill microbes, help to signal our other immune cells. They only live about a few hours to a few days at most, though. So they need to be constantly reproduced. A very fun fact is that pus is mostly dead neutrophils. Isn't that fun?
That's crazy.
Pus. Delicious.
I'm back. Sorry, I fell asleep.
Good. Good to
Not
take a little
really.
cat nap for 2 minutes.
Nah, it just took me a second to, I had to fix something with my dinner.
Yeah, the neutrophils are our first line of defense with their amazing combat knife. And the second type we'll talk about are the beautiful eosinophils, the parasite patrol. Very small percentage of our white blood cells, only about 1 to 4%. But they are... Wait, that's not the eosinophils.
Nope.
These are the macrophages. Yeah. They eat dead cells. Not the video game dead cells, but they eat them up. Yum yum. They present antigens or markers to help the rest of the blood system identify and destroy these invaders. And they help with wound healing. And they are all dressed in these beautiful outfits. It's what it looks like in your blood. Then we have these cool customers, the eosinophils that I was just mentioning. They target parasites, and they are involved in our allergic reactions. They have this really cool hook spear. I don't know how that doesn't hurt you traveling through your bloodstream, but it works. Then the basophils. They're sort of the spies. They sound the alarm when the blood is infected, trigger histamine reactions. My favorite, of course, are the macrophages, because they are absolutely gorgeous. Then there are the specialists within the white blood cells, even more specialized. The lymphocytes. This hunk of man right here. The killer T cells. They destroy infected cells, and they can become memory T cells. They can become memory Mr. T cells that remember specific types of infections and are more efficient at destroying them. Then there's this cell. The natural killer. They can attack infected cells without having to be exposed to them first. And God, are they beautiful. Just amazing. Right, you say that darn basophils were overactive against penicillin when you were a kid. Yes, that can be a problem. They can target the wrong thing. Regulatory T cells, sort of the office lady of the group, direct the immune response. And there's our kawaii B cells that help to make antibodies. They can grow up and become memory B cells. Now, science says that this is what they really look like.
Yeah.
But
Have you watched this anime? I've never seen this anime.
I have seen a couple episodes. I think I've seen the first couple.
Muscle mommy, though. I do like her. Good
I
look.
watched the first season. It's so good. It's really good. There was a lot more fights than you think there would be, but it's
Well, they
all
gotta
just like
fight them.
different sickness. Yeah.
Interesting.
It was pretty interesting when I was seeing it, yeah. But yeah, I mean, the shorts are, maybe not the most combat-friendly option, but there's also one other type of thing in the blood we need to talk about. The platelets. Not a very high percentage of our blood, but very important. The platelets form clots to help us stop bleeding. They circulate through the blood system, and when there's an injury, they help to stop it up, act like glue, plug up the hole, and start forming a mesh to heal it. Now, of course, science says that they look like this, sort of, but of course we all know that they look like this. Kawaii chibis circulating through the blood.
They're working hard.
They are working hard.
Always.
They sing a little song as they march through your bloodstream. It's really cute. Then we get into something that a lot of people might already be donating. Well, a lot of VTubers might be donating. Because you don't make a lot of money on Twitch. And that's plasma. Plasma helps to carry the blood cells. It's the medium. Like we talked about earlier, it's the biggest part of the blood. On its own, it's sort of a deep yellow, amber color. Some people have the misconception that it's just sort of the fluid that the rest of the blood circulates with, but it actually carries nutrients, it carries hormones, it helps to eliminate waste, and it keeps the blood pressure at the appropriate level, and the blood volume, the amount of blood. I will tell a little bit of my story. We'll have Alita tell some of her story later. I was in the hospital for quite some time after a blood clot in my brain that nearly killed me at the very beginning of COVID. And my blood volume needed to be monitored very carefully because my head was swelling. My brain was swelling. My big old brainus was swelling and pressing against my skull, giving me the worst headache I've ever even conceivably imagined. So we were monitoring
awful.
Yeah, it was the worst. We had to monitor my volume very carefully. We actually wanted to bring the blood volume down, because then there would be less pressure, less swelling. I wasn't allowed to drink water. They would give me ice chips a couple times a day to chew on, keep my mouth from getting...
Did they give you the thick water? No.
I don't remember any thick water. I just remember them giving me a little cup of
Have you ever seen that?
chipped
Have you ever
ice.
seen that? It's like a gel that you put in water and it makes it like chewy, but it's still water.
It's so like goopy, and apparently it's like it has a taste on its own. Like oh, I've seen thick coffee too.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Pudding water.
It's like room temperature.
Yeah, so plasma, very, very, very important stuff. It also carries antibodies and helps to circulate proteins that we need in the body. When you separate whole blood, like comes out of your arm here, the plasma looks like this. So it maybe looks like it's not much, but there's a lot of important stuff in there. I want to stop for a serious question here. One of the most commonly known blood disorders is hemophilia. It's one of the most commonly known. A lot of people know of it, what it is. What do you think the life expectancy of people born with hemophilia was before we had widespread blood transfusion capability? Before people could have blood as medicine? How long do you think people lived on average if they were born with hemophilia?
My guess would be not very long at all, like 5.
Jenny from the Ice Block says 12. Panima 18 to 20. Vita says about 5.
Yeah, I'd say like 10 to 5.
5 to 10. Caro. Yeah. So it's about 11.
11?
About 11 years old. That's about as long as someone could expect to live if they were born with hemophilia 200 years ago, 300 years ago, or any time up until the modern era. What do you think the life expectancy is for someone born with hemophilia today?
Probably closer to normal. It's probably like 60.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jenny. When people started hitting puberty that age, it's a lot of other stuff happening in the body that they might not be able to deal with. It's a good point.
Right.
Well, the average life expectancy today is 73.
73.
Basically, almost normal
Basically
life expectancy.
Normal life expectancy, yeah.
That is how revolutionary it has been. But it's not just hemophilia that we need it for, of course. Whole blood, the thing that's most common for people to give, is needed for all kinds of things. For trauma, for accidents, for surgery, people who are hemorrhaging. We heard at the very beginning, we talked about some of the first blood transfusions that were successful were for postpartum hemorrhaging. The red blood cells, which can also be given separately, are needed for conditions like anemia and sickle cell. Cancer treatment. People who have cancer have reduced red blood cells in their system. Autoimmune diseases often need red blood cells. A lot of VTubers have some of these conditions. Iron Mouse famously has an autoimmune condition. I don't know her treatment routine, but it's very possible, maybe likely, that she receives medication that's made from plasma or receives red blood cells. Platelets can also be donated, those sticky compounds that help with wound healing. Burn patients are given platelets. Chemotherapy gets platelets. People who are receiving transplants get platelets. Right, you say that she has to get plasma. That is very, very likely. I would absolutely believe that. Plasma is a multi-use thing that I'm going to talk about, I think, in the next slide. Plasma is needed for clotting disorders. It's used in severe infections and, like I said, immune disorders. But we're going to talk about hemoglobin disorders next.
Yeah, I actually made these slides because I want to talk a little bit about hemoglobin disorders. You may have learned about these in health class with regard to the hemoglobin disorders because of the way they pass through genes. So I actually have the beta thalassemia minor trait. So I talk about that sometimes on my stream because it results in some interesting properties of your blood. Essentially, you have one hemoglobin that's elevated and one hemoglobin that's deficient, which creates interesting reactions where it comes to getting iron transfused into your blood and so forth. It's in my case, I also have a resistance to certain types of iron, so it makes it tricky to get my anemia treated. But though I'm actually trying something different now, so we'll see how that goes. But basically, if you have normal blood and you have the thalassemia trait, then you might end up with it's a 50-50. So if you see on the left is how it's transferred through genes. If two people have the trait in their blood and they get married and have baby, there's a 25% chance that they'll have the major, which instead of being a carrier, they'll have the major disorder. And that's true of a lot of the hemoglobin disorders. So you might have learned about it from sickle cell, but it's also true of the thalassemia disorders as well. And then I think you can go to the next slide. So if you have the full disorder, which is basically both of your parents had the trait and then they pass the trait on to you, you actually have a full severity. So this could happen for beta thalassemia, for example. And when you have beta thalassemia, your body will start to eat itself because you don't have a way to get red blood cells created any other way. So you basically take your bone marrow and start to use that to create blood cells, which causes your bones to become hollow. So you can see the picture on the left. That's somebody who, it's very scary, but that's somebody who basically has died of that disease. And you can see what it does is it kind of just eats your body. So I always say if you haven't seen the movie Morbius, it's a modern classic, you should watch the movie. But in the movie, they basically show Morbius and his good buddy Matt Smith as kids, and they go to the hospital and they're saying, "Oh, we have to get our quote-unquote oil changed." And how I interpret that is that they have one of these disorders that basically requires you to get blood transfusions. So if you happen to be a full-fledged thalassemia sufferer and you have the major version of the disease, as shown on the previous slide, you need blood transfusions to live, or else your body will eat itself, which is very scary. So that's one of the reasons that a lot of people who are suffering from this kind of disease used to be very much like with hemophilia, they would not survive past childhood because they did not have the ability to create their own red blood cells. So that you would just die because your body would eat itself to death. But now we have blood transfusions. So if you do happen to have a severe form of this disorder, you can go into the doctor and they will give you blood, and then that blood transfusion can save your life. You just have to get transfusions regularly to keep your blood from basically disintegrating. So, yeah. And there's also a problem where you could have too much iron in your blood, because it doesn't just impact how much iron you have, but it impacts how much iron you process and how you process it. So essentially it processes differently from a normal person. And you could overload the iron in your blood and develop allergies or like liver problems and stuff from that. So usually your liver will be the thing. If you have iron toxicity, your liver will fall apart, which is also bad. So you have to get good blood, and in some cases get rid of bad blood as well.
Yeah, very strongly highlights the fact that there are a lot of different reasons why people would need blood and plasma. People think, oh, well, you need blood because you get in an accident or you have a bad cut or, hemorrhaging,
and
all kinds of
things.
things.
Find out more about this at thalassemia.org. Talks a little bit about it. If you are curious about it, you can also look up the hemoglobin A2, which is the elevated hemoglobin that you might have in your blood if you have a thalassemia. And like I said, if you have beta, then you will probably need transfusions for the rest of your life to live.
Now, another good cause that you can help go support. And we're going to talk about how plasma makes medicine, because plasma is important for a lot of these. Plasma produces powerful products, and this is the reason why they actually pay you for plasma. Well, they pay you for your time, legally. But they pay you for your plasma because it is something that is transformed, can be processed into medicines. Hundreds of thousands of people rely on these plasma-derived treatments, because plasma can be made into immunoglobulin, which is like a concentrated antibodies that you can be given as medicine if you need those antibodies. They can make clotting factor medications for people who have inability to clot. They can make these products that boost people's immune system if they have primary immunodeficiency disorders, patients who have diseases like Guillain-Barré, chronic inflammatory diseases, people with hemophilia will take medicines that are made of plasma. But it's not just them hooking up the plasma to your arm. They make medicines out of this stuff and they give it to people. Albumin is also used, helps to carry hormones and circulate medications. It helps make other medications more effective. When it comes to blood generally, the widely discussed stat is that every 2 seconds, someone needs blood. Every 2 seconds, 1, 2, 1, 2, there is someone who needs blood. On average, a person who needs blood needs about 3 units or pints. But in some cases of a severe issue, they may need up to 100. That is 100 pints of blood that might be needed to save someone's life in a crisis. Go through about 40,000 units or pints per day just here in the US, which saves thousands and thousands of lives every day. How about you, class? How many of you have ever needed blood? How many of you have ever had surgery? have gotten plasma or one of those plasma-derived medications, have received, say, globulin. I've certainly needed blood and plasma in the past.
Been lucky enough to never have required a transfer, so knock on wood. Haven't had any major issues.
Yeah, same. I do have a family member who has experienced that though. They needed it for a surgery. So I know that they do transplants here and there, but yeah.
Riot 54, you've needed it 3 times in your life. You provided your own the first time, so they took it out and then reprocessed it and put it back in. Sounds like just something that does
you got
happen.
your blood washed. That's cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Panama, your mom needed a blood transfusion in the past. You've donated, but haven't needed it before. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the reason I say I can't donate is because the thalassemia trait is a bad idea to donate blood because you basically can't really make use of it anyway.
Oh.
But the biggest problem is that if you have the trait, you have a hard time creating red blood cells.
Yep.
So if you're removing blood from your body, it's very hard for you to regenerate that properly.
Yep. 1 in 7 people will need blood or plasma in their lifetime. It's a pretty good chance it might be you or someone you care about that needs blood. So we ask the question, will it be there when you need it? Will it be there when someone you care about needs it? We hope so. That very first video we watched, people were saying, yeah, I mean, I just assume that there's always going to be blood at the hospital or at the clinic. But will there always be? Sometimes in the winter, not so much. But there's a massive social cost to not having a sufficient blood supply around. Sometimes it's about the region. Sometimes the blood is distributed in ways that are not necessarily equitable. Not everyone has access to hospitals and clinics that have a good supply of blood. Why is it such a cost to society? How does this play into our, I guess, our social structure, our economy? Why would it be a bad idea to not have sufficient blood distributed for everyone? A lot of complex reasons, right? If only certain people or certain areas have consistent regular access to blood and plasma products, well, the people they rely on to do everything else in society, all the jobs that they do. And let's be honest, we're talking about the gap between rich and poor areas, yes. If the people that are most needed to be doing all of the work don't have access to the kind of healthcare that gives them blood and plasma whenever needed, that productivity that people want so much goes down. Actually has a huge cost on the economy, which is an argument that shouldn't need to be made. Shouldn't care about the economy more than people, but if that's what some people care about, then it's the argument that can be made. It's actually bad for you to not have everyone have equal access to blood and plasma whenever needed. Let's talk about donating the different types of blood. And first, we'll go with the one people know about most, whole blood. Where they just put the needle in your arm and take out a pint of blood, and that's that. Commonly in blood drives that you'll see at your school, maybe your college, your job might have them, community centers. All you need to do
I've
is...
even seen them at cons.
Yes, cons will have them. Clubs will sometimes have them.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is bring an ID. You fill out a medical history. They'll screen you, do a little blood screening. And it only takes up to an hour. And the giving part only takes about 15 minutes. The rest is just the prep work, doing a little paperwork, wrapping up. It's the easiest and best for people who are maybe first-time donors. They want a quick, simple way that they can help out. Procedure is very simple. You just take out that 1 pint, or about a half a liter. They draw it directly from the vein into a bag. No components are separated. It's all one whole bag of blood. It just feels like a brief needle stick, a little mild pressure in the arm, followed by a little rest period.
And you get juice.
You get juice. They'll have snacks.
Cookies.
You can give whole blood once per 8 weeks, so up to 6 times per year. So something you can do every couple of months, whenever you've got the time and you want to be able to help out. You can give just red blood cells. This is sometimes called power red or double red cells, where they take the blood just like they would in whole blood, but they return the other parts of it to you. The machine separates the rest of the blood, just takes the red blood cells, and returns the rest of it to you. This is typically best for people who have certain types of blood. People who have high hemoglobin levels, people who are type A negative, B negative, or O. Anyone can, but those are the types most in need. Specific donation centers and clinics have this type of blood donation available. It does take longer, but they get 2 units out of it. They get 2 units of blood, they separate the red blood cells, and return the rest to your arm. You can do this once per 16 weeks, so only 3 times per year, but doing it once is a pretty impactful donation. Can have a big benefit of doing Power Red. So if you've got maybe more time available per donation, but maybe you can't go very often, this is a good option to use. It does feel a little more intense than whole blood because they do return the other part of it. So you might feel a cool sensation as the rest of the blood along with saline is returned to you. You might be a little more tired afterwards because those red blood cells do carry oxygen, so your body will be working hard to replace those after you donate.
God, that would kick my ass.
It can be intense. So it's something that is very well beloved by the people who take the donations because it does have such a big impact. It does have a longer recovery time though. Then there is platelet donation, not as common, but something that you can give. People who have high platelet counts, who can, maybe sit comfortably for a while, can give platelets. A machine, just like with the red blood cells, or the red blood cell donations, returns the rest of the blood to you. Like the double red donations does take longer, but it's not as draining because you're only losing the platelets. There is a critical need for those platelets too. It does take longer, it is more involved, but it's usually pretty well tolerated. And you can do that up to once a week because the recovery time is pretty quick. And lastly, that type of blood that many VTubers know and love, donating plasma. Where the plasma is returned, or the plasma is separated, the rest of the blood is returned to you, and you do, in fact, can get compensated for your time. At places like BioLife or Grifols, you need to bring your ID, your medical history, but also a social security number and your bank info for them to, pay you. If you can give frequently and maybe are looking to help out with getting the plasma to the groups that can develop these important medicines, this might be a great option for you. It does have that cold sensation a little bit as the rest of the blood components and saline are returned to you. But people generally recover pretty quickly from it, especially if you hydrate. And we will talk about all the steps beforehand and the aftercare in a moment. But
hydration is very
hydration critical yes, Lita. You can do this up to twice a week, as long as there's a 48-hour break between it. The first time you go might take about